Hi everyone, welcome back to Spiritual Growth Tarot. I'm Denise. Today is December 29th, 2020, and this is going to be a karmic reading on Stephen Miller. Ugh, creepy little guy. Okay, so the first card will be the forces in motion in his life. Second card will be his challenges. Third card will be his karma from his past lifetimes, his specific karma for this lifetime, what he will experience the rest of this lifetime, what his relationship karma is, and more info as to his future. Okay. So, all right, forces in motion in his life. Well, he's celebrating, but this is also a card of being tied to other people. This has to do with his racist community, I think. I mean, he has friends. He has, I guess he has a wife, and yeah. This card is also about abundance. You know, it has to do with like a fruitful time in your life, I suppose, for him. Full of fruitful karmic connections is what I think. Ugh. But anyway, you know, this little scumbag is actually happy. Ugh. Wow. Okay, his challenges in his life with the Ace of Swords reversed. Well, he's not living in truth. He's not telling the truth. He's dishonest. He's made a lot of bad decisions. He has a lot of false ideas. Let me get the other ones laid out. Okay, karma from his past lifetime. Yeah, that makes sense. Yikes. Specific karma for this lifetime. What he will experience. Wow. That's kind of interesting there. His relationship karma and his future. Okay. This card has a glare, so I'm going to stick a chopstick under it. There we go. Okay, I think we're okay with the other ones. And then, of course, I'll read the Lenormand as well. I might just do those cards all separately. Okay, but let's see what we have here. So I feel complete with these two. You know, he's just a liar. He doesn't care about the truth. He just cares about getting the money he wants and the connection he wants with his like-minded, disgusting people that just care about money. His karma from his past lifetime, well, it's with Ace of Wands reversed, it's not complete, of course. He didn't do the best he could in his last lifetime. So in this lifetime, it's all about, you know, a delayed, well, basically, I would say, for this guy to be, you know, as young as he is and as dark as he is, and you look at his eyes and you look at his face, and it looks to me like he had a part in Nazi Germany. He looks to me like one of, you know, like Hitler's henchmen. And obviously, in this lifetime, he came back in with all those racist ideas. So he's probably like Donald John Trump, where he, you know, didn't... He didn't get anywhere from his last lifetime. He just didn't care enough to yeah, he didn't care. It wasn't about that for him. For him, it was about money and survival and being one of the crowd. That's what's going on. He is trying to connect wherever he could, and he's such a disgusting, despicable little guy. Can you imagine him in school? He probably was rejected by anybody that, because people can feel those vibes around you, if you come in with some really bad karma, people can feel that. So I bet he got rejected by everybody except for the ones that were hateful like him. He's a hateful little bastard is who he is. So that's what he did. He gave himself away just to be accepted by somebody. And that's his karma from his past lifetime. This is also a card of impotence. I mean, you can see straight up. It's a very phallic symbol there. Well, yeah, I bet he's got problems in that department. And I'm glad to see that, actually. He doesn't deserve that type of pleasure. He's the darkest of, I mean, my God, he's dark. Ugh. So anyway, he delayed the lessons in his last lifetime, and they're here again. This is also a card of rejection. So yeah. The specific karma for this lifetime, well, with the High Priestess reversed, it's betrayal. It's hidden agenda. It's self-doubt. It's, just deep secrets and being very deluded. So he has to experience his cutoff from his higher self, from his intuition, from, anything that could guide him wisely in his life. He doesn't get it in this lifetime. I mean, I believe we all have, guides and guardian angels, but for him, and for a guy like him, for a soul like his, I would think would be guiding him towards all the relationships he needs to be up against in order to feel the betrayal that he has given to everyone else, so that he can experience what he needs to experience, which is moving ahead, moving forward. This is a card about what he will experience. Well, this is an immigration card. So, wow. I am not going to say that this is going to be like any type of relief for him or moving forward. I get the feeling that this card, for his specific soul, has to do with relocating. He is probably going to have to leave the United States of America because he's going to be so hated. I mean, he already is. Because he's a hateful human being, and this has to come back towards him. His relationship karma, with the Eight of Wands reversed, we're looking at, just no results. So so the dude got married this year. Well, whatever. Nothing's really happening there, I don't think. I think it's probably not a good relationship. I mean, I can't imagine. When it comes to, the wands, they're all about passion and, your spirit coming through. Well, his spirit doesn't even come through in his own relationship with his own wife because he's cut off from his spirit. His personality and his selfishness are cut off from his spirit. Now, his future, with the Eight of Cups, that has to do with, sometimes it's about leaving something that you can no longer, be with. I think this has to do with him leaving. It could be leaving politics. It could be just him leaving because the whole Trump administration is going. But sometimes this card could be one of, taking self-responsibility, and that's why you're walking away because you've done all your best. Well, not him. So he's just going to walk away because, you know, he's done his little job. He's been one of the prime people that have been in charge of the whole, you know, migrant family. I mean, 5,400 families that were separated from their children? That's awful. And that's his karma. That's what he's going to experience, him being separated. He's going to have to leave. If he has, yeah, he has to have family here because he was born in Santa Monica. I ran his astrology chart and I was going to read it, but then I started looking at it and I'm like, no, I'm not going to do this because he's not paying me and I'm not going to give him any more time than I have to. I'm just going to use the tarot. And the other reason is because if I speak about certain aspects, and if you guys have any of those same aspects, you know, like Pluto up on the midheaven or Pluto in Scorpio, anything like that, I don't want anyone to take on, you know, that kind of negativity, because that's the thing with astrology, is there are many, many, many degrees of consciousness. And I just didn't want to give voice to anything, you know, negative, because I've done that in the past and it doesn't feel right. I mean, it's too easy for people to take on, like if I say, you know, the sun in this sign, or Mercury in this sign, or Pluto in this sign, and you have that same, you know, sign and planet, or planet in the sign. So I'm not going to do it. Okay, now, oh, but if you want your astrology chart read, I will definitely do that. But I'm not going to do it for free. Because it's so much work. It's a lot of work. Okay, so but his future, let's just get a couple more tarot cards, because I left these together. We'll get a couple more cards, and then I'll do the whole thing with the Lenormand and see what we have there. So more about his future. Yeah, he's not going to have, we have the Three of Pentacles reversed. He's not going to be seen as a guy with any skills. He's not going to be seen as anyone who would, you know, have any growth towards his career. This is like no skills, no motivation, you know, no teamwork, no collaboration, you know, no growth. So that's his future. So he'll be walking away and nobody's going to want him. Who would even want the creepy little guy? And then more future. Okay, that's interesting. Oh, so maybe he's going to have a child. God, I pity the soul that would want to incarnate through him. Except for maybe to teach him some lesson, because some kids can definitely do that. Ugh. Okay, that's enough with that. Let's use the Lenormand, and I'll do the same thing. We'll get some more specific details, I think, this way. Okay, so the forces in motion in his life. Let's do 2 cards. There we go. There's that money again. Oh, but losing money. Money losses. Good. His challenges. Partnership. I don't know if that would be with his wife. His challenge. Oh, maybe it has to do with how he's. Oh my God. You know what? I wouldn't be surprised if he didn't get some kickbacks. We have to remember with the detention camps. I mean, the children's. I mean, the camps at the border. All those people involved in that. Was that guy, that creepy little guy with a face that looks like a fox? And I love foxes, but not that guy's face. I forget. Was it John Kelly? Is that the guy's name? Kind of like a coyote and a fox face. That guy and a bunch of other people. You know, you can Google and find out who they all are. Were part of charging $735 a day for each migrant person in the camps. So, kickbacks. He's a part of kickbacks. Wow. Okay. Is karma from past lives. Yeah, burdened to the max. And it's really big, important. So karma. Well, here, let me just get the rest of the cards drawn. Well, actually, I can just do it this way if you don't mind that you can't see. Yeah, let's just do that. Okay. So, karma from past lifetimes, he came in heavily burdened. And it's, it's his cross to bear. It's his self-responsibility. But I think he was tied to really important people. So again, Nazi Germany, that's what I'm getting. It's like he wanted his MO, his like personality, type of disorder, makes him want to be tied to famous people, or not famous, but people in power. Because he's so dependent on people like that because he can't make it on his own any other way. Ugh, God, that guy's creepy. Ugh. Okay, specific karma for this lifetime. To experience something harsh, dangerous even, and from the government. In this situation it has to be for the government, from the government. Like he's a dangerous person within the government, but he also has to experience being cut out of the government. The scythe is often tools, metal tools. Yeah, he's a tool for the government. He's a tool for the dark forces. Ugh. This is reaping and sowing. And this is about isolation and feeling all alone. So for this lifetime, he's meant to be cut away, cut out, and to feel alone. Just like the kids in the camps have been stolen. I mean, at least they're all together, but I mean, this guy's meant to be like isolated. This could be him going to prison in a very dangerous place. But hang in there, because I'm going to ask that question later. I've got this deck all shuffled for that. Okay. In the rest of this lifetime, what will he experience? Well, partying with people who are untrustworthy, nefarious people. I hope that means in a prison. Okay, and his future. Well, someone's loyal. But these are old cronies that have the same type of goals, who are also impulsive, maybe have impulse control disorders, and very emotionally reactive. That's interesting. Let's get some more. Three more cards. His future. Okay. So, something to do with the public and being seen as someone who's very, very selfish, self-centered, greedy. Not to say anything bad about cats, that's just the meaning of this card. And something with a woman. That I don't know. Okay. I don't know if I really care. All right. Will he be convicted with crimes against humanity. That's a no. And that's a no. So why? He's guilty. He's guilty, but he's definitely guilty, but what? Why? You know what? I can't do this without the other cards. I've pulled out the yes. I pulled out only the yes and no cards, but I need the other ones to get if I'm going to be asking questions like this. So bear with me while I shuffle these. So we got clearly he won't be convicted of against crimes against humanity. So why not? Is it legal? Maybe it's legal what he did. Maybe we don't have laws against that yet. Well, there needs to be. I mean, everything that happened in Nazi Germany was legal. Ugh. Okay. Why will he not be convicted with crimes against humanity? No, let's do it this way. Just give me more information as to his personal and professional future for the rest of his life. I mean, dude's only like 30-something, 32 or whatever. He hasn't even had his second Saturn return yet, so let's see, how's the rest of his life going to go for him? I just heard 14 cards. Okay, hang in there with me. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6. So here's the top row. I'll get these framed up in a moment. Okay. Oh, I've got plenty of room. Well, actually. Okay. So, little twerp for the rest of his life. He's going to have lots of decisions and tests that will be very public. We will be witnessing exactly, what could go on for him in the future. We do have, this is the card of legal issues, and this is the card of children. So he may not be convicted of crimes against humanity, but he's going to be, this looks to me like he could be brought into court. And maybe mostly because of the money that that he received. Because we had that in the other cards, like some kind of a kickback. But he won't be the only one that'd be guilty of that. But there's his motivation, because that's how it is with these dark little bastards. Male or female, doesn't even matter. They have such low self-esteem and self-hatred. It's their own self-hatred that they project out onto everyone else. And the only way for them to feel like anybody is to have a lot of money. That's, because they're that greedy. And then the greed comes from a deep, deep-seated feeling that there's not enough. Well, yeah, if they don't find out who they are deep down inside and clear all that out and do their deep soul work, then they will remain empty shells of human beings. So he's going to have lots of decisions and tests and choices to experience this like widespread, to experience a lot of betrayal, many connections that will cause betrayal. And he's got this unconscious intention to receive betrayal because it's the only way he's going to grow. It's the only way he'll meet the pain. That's how it works. That's how it works. We all have to meet our pain. So, his own self-betrayal, his own self-hatred, it's all going to come through in relationships is what I'm hearing. The news will bring out all of, I don't know about all of, but enough of his, manipulation and lies and cunningness and, nefarious ways. This is like a little negative specialist is what I'm hearing. And he did it for money, but he'll be betrayed financially as well. There's financial betrayal here. And he'll also experience people that are, or that he's jealous of. I don't think anybody would be jealous of him. Unless they're jealous because he gets off, he doesn't end up going to prison, but maybe other people do. And so maybe those are the people that are above him, that were above him, and he could say he was just carrying out orders. So it's all going to come out in the public. We'll see this. We'll witness this. There'll probably be a movie written, with this guy in it. But, I should have, if I looked over here, I would, so relationship betrayal. And just really cloudy judgment, cloudiness around his heart. And it will be revealed that he received money. And it will be revealed that other people were in on it. Yeah. But he does, I think he will face some legal issues, even though he may not be incarcerated. I hope I'm wrong on that he won't be incarcerated, but, because that's a thing. We're reading, the way things could be in the future, but we never know about free will. So it could be that with his free will, he speaks up and flips on people who are dark and who, dark like him, but he could turn out to be like one of the little pigeons that, speaks up and talks, and then that's why he doesn't get locked up. Or maybe he's another guy that, like, Trump's just going to preemptively pardon, because he's definitely, he has stayed loyal. He has remained loyal. But this lifetime, he is to experience, people lying to him, people betraying him, people stealing his money even. Somehow. So maybe this is like his wife, maybe this is a relationship that doesn't work out in the future, because he's definitely going to have heart problems. I don't know if he'll actually physically have a heart problem, but why not? I mean, it makes sense. If you don't love, why wouldn't you have, makes sense you'd have heart problems eventually. And then some people are just born with them, so, no judgment there at all. But I think this little twerp could flip as to money that was received because of the migrant children, or the families even. This could also be, if it's not the children, it could be, but if you look at these two cards together, this is like the children that were locked up in cages, children in cages, because this is isolation within an institution. If it's not that, or it could be that, it could also be that he speaks up just a little bit to the right people who are in charge about the money and the kickbacks, and so then he gets to have his freedom. He gets to go. But it's not going to be a happy life for him. I don't see any happy cards here. This card's really negative. This card's really negative. These three cards here are really negative. And they influence, the negative cards, they influence the cards 1 and 2, cards around it. So we could say this cloud card influences all of these. And these are just neutral. This would just be like money flow. This card influences, at least these right here, but could move into here. So this is where I get the, lies. But this is a card of a liar anyway. And of course, this card affects these two and these two. Because of with knighting, so this would be a betrayal, public betrayal. He will experience public betrayal and public humiliation. Things that were hidden. Public sadness. Sadness because of the public. Sadness because he's betrayed. And then if we look at this card, knighting over here, this is to do with the government or the people in charge. So now when it comes to speaking out, this one, the owls or the birds is all about communication, connections. Knight's over here to the fox, which is nefarious connections that he'll talk about. So I think that's what's going to happen. I think he's going to be one of the little flippers. He'll say, I was taking orders from someone higher up. Wow. Yeah, well, that's all I have. I'm not getting anything else. Yeah, God, the guy is just so creepy. Gotta take some deep breaths and let him go. Okay, you guys, take good care. Bye.